Back in high school, a friend of mine had a massive crush on a girl in our class. The entire grade knew about it, except for her. And whenever he had the chance to say something, he'd freeze in hesitation. He was worried that if she didn't feel the same way, the rejection would make things awkward and end the friendship they already had. So he chose to say nothing. He let the semesters go by and graduation pass without ever revealing how he felt. By opting for the safety of silence, he unknowingly ignored every indicator of how she actually felt about him. Years later, a random late-night reply on an Instagram story restarted their conversation. They eventually started talking about the past, and she admitted something that shocked him. She had liked him back then too, but the timing was gone. She was in a serious relationship, and he had already moved to a different city. He hadn't lacked the courage to speak. He had lacked the ability to recognize the subtle, unspoken signals she was sending him every day in that classroom. People often rely on these unspoken signals because, just like my friend, they are terrified of direct rejection. The fear of ruining an existing friendship keeps them from saying how they truly feel out loud. To navigate this, we developed a silent language, subconscious physical cues that let us test interest without having to say a word. Experts like former FBI agent Joe Navarro, author of What Everybody Is Saying, have documented these cues as a way to understand internal thoughts through external actions. Learning these patterns of body language changes how you see social interactions, moving them from a guessing game to a series of predictable physical behaviors. First is proxemics. Humans subconsciously close the physical distance with people they favor, entering their innermost personal zone. Then there is isopraxism, or mirroring. When someone is interested, they will often subconsciously align their posture and limb positions to match yours. Pay attention to the feet. Even if the torso is turned away, the toes usually point toward the person they are most focused on. Prolonged eye contact that holds just a second longer than the social norm is a clear sign of attention. This is often accompanied by involuntary pupil dilation, a biological response to physiological interest. People will also remove physical barriers, like uncrossing their arms or moving objects on a table out of the way to create an open path. Finally, look for the exposure of vulnerability, showing the palms, the inner wrists, or tilting the head to reveal the neck. These 11 signs are significant because they are physiological leaks. They are difficult for the average person to consciously suppress. This framework applies far beyond just dating. You can use it to evaluate the sincerity of a friendship or the true stance of a business partner. Understanding these cues helps you identify the gap between what someone says and how they actually feel, making it easier to spot hidden hesitation or genuine support. Because to move forward in life, just intelligence is not enough. You also need to know how to understand people. Your technical skills might get you the meeting, but your ability to read the unspoken room dictates how much influence you'll actually have. Once you recognize these signals in others, you can begin to use them yourself to project openness and clarity. By consciously managing your own physical cues, you can reduce social friction and make yourself appear more approachable in difficult conversations. My friend's story ended in regret because he waited for words that were never spoken. By paying attention to the biological language happening around you every day, you can see the intentions people are already broadcasting and act on them before the timing passes you by.